What's up, guys? I'm Carly.
I'm Gabby.
And we're the queens of all things horror. So if this is your first time seeing our channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button to see any more of our future posts and click the notification bell to get notified every single time we post, and follow us on our Instagram at Qoath.horror.
So for today's video, we're going to be doing a review of It Chapter 2 2019. We just saw it last night, advanced tickets and everything.
On Thursday. And before we get started, yes, we are back. We're alive. We will be now posting hopefully regularly on our YouTube channel and back on our Instagram, so please go follow us there, subscribe here, and yes. Okay, so to get started, we have seen the original Stephen King It film, the 1991, and we both aren't fans of it, but we do respect it for what it is and the foundation that it gave. We discussed this over on our Instagram, so you can go look at the discussions in the comments there. So this film stars amazing actors and actresses. These actors and actresses were the perfect, the casting for this film was perfection. Literally, we're kind of digressing a little bit, but literally the mannerisms of each adult character reflected the younger characters so perfectly. Like, everyone was like on point, and it was just perfect.
By the way that they would stand and walk, and the way that they would use hand movements and even facial expressions, they resembled the kid characters so perfectly. And it's so weird because, for example, Ben's character, he looks so like the younger version of him looks so much like the older version of him, and same with Richie, and just there's just so many. All of them look identical, and it just, the casting was so well thought out.
Yeah. In the cast, we have Jessica Chastain as Beverly Marsh. We have James McAvoy as Bill Denbrough. I didn't know that was his last name, but okay.
Then we have Bill Hader, also another icon, as Richie. We have Jay Ryan as Ben.
And of course, Bill
Skarsgård. Don't know
how to pronounce his last name, but he is of course an icon in horror because he is just the most beautiful Pennywise.
So talented. We really love his version of Pennywise,
for sure,
for multiple reasons.
And of course, along with the many other cast members in this film. Amazing casting.
Yes.
Now, to get on with the actual story of this movie and just how it all played out. So this film is 2 hours and 49 minutes long. It is roughly 3 hours long, and I personally think it didn't have to be that long.
There were a lot of
yeah, it didn't have to be that long, but I can see why they made it that long because of, I don't think this is a spoiler, but just because of the many flashbacks they included.
Yes.
You know?
The reason, like I was gonna say, yes, it was an extremely long movie, but there were so many different Easter eggs, there were so many flashbacks, there were so many little significant details that a fan of, the original It and the 2017 It would understand when watching this movie, and that's why it was so long, because they wanted to really let the story play out so, deeply and personally and seamlessly, which honestly, in our opinion, it did. And for a 3-hour movie, we were entertained the entire time.
Yeah.
We were
did not fall asleep at all.
We were so into it. We were so happy. We were screaming when people were coming on the screen, when things were happening.
So good. We could watch an hour and 20-minute long horror movie and we don't like it. We're falling asleep.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but if you haven't, definitely check it out. But for the ones who did see it, did you guys get any sci-fi vibes from it? We got a little sci-fi vibes from it. We don't want to spoil it, so we're not going to really use any examples because we're trying to make this a spoiler-free review.
Yes.
But we definitely got a lot of sci-fi vibes. We loved it. We love sci-fi as a subgenre of horror, so that totally worked. Pennywise was
stunning. Oh, he
amazing.
The way Bill plays Pennywise is so unique because he can make the audience laugh with his little his little eyes rolling, and the way that he laughs and the way that he
moves.
Yeah, his mannerisms are so silly, but they're so creepy, and unnerving at the same time, because when he, you know, changes forms, as we all know he does, it is so creepy, so uneasy and uncomfortable. Like, he really puts chills down your spine.
It was a complete masterpiece. And he was also just super aggressive. He was huge a lot of the time in the film, and I noticed he wasn't like for a 2-hour, almost 3-hour movie that's about him, he wasn't really in it as often, but when he did come in, it was
memorable.
just,
The lack of appearances from Pennywise didn't take away from the story, because yes, part 2 is about the adult characters and them putting a stop to Pennywise, and that the way the movie portrayed this story and the way that they ended it was so heartwarming for fans. It was very emotional, but it was also such a beautiful way to end such a, you know, such a story that you can connect with.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. And this, when speaking of emotions, this movie definitely pulls out your heartstrings a lot.
Oh my gosh.
With the flashbacks, with the music, with the specific scenes that we will not mention.
It just really allowed the audience to go on a roller coaster.
With
what they were feeling.
This film definitely has a lot of comedy in it, and many may not like that because they may think it's a little over the top or it's a little silly, but honestly, the amount of comedy, it was really funny.
So funny.
We thought it was appropriate for like each scene, and of course we all know Richie is the one making a lot of the comedic lines. He is basically the comic relief. That is his job, to be, you know, funny. So it just, like, the things he would say, the things people would do, it was just so funny and perfect, and we're laughing.
And like everybody had such funny commentary in the most inappropriate moments, which made it even more funny.
Exactly.
And yeah, it just Richie being such a comic relief. All the other characters would bounce off of his jokes and his remarks, and it was so nice seeing the kids and the adults being able to find some sort of way to laugh and smile at such a horrifying situation that they're in. So the comedy definitely worked really well.
Yes, and also the dynamic, the character dynamic from when they were younger to just the way they are now. They haven't seen each other in a really long time, and they come back together and they pick up, like, at first they're kind of like, oh, like, who are you? Like, what? Like, who's Mike calling? But then when they all come together, they all, like, pick up from where they left off. And it's so sweet to see. Yeah, it's so beautiful, like, when they're all, like, eating dinner. This is not a spoiler, they're just eating dinner. But when they're all, like, eating dinner, they're just laughing and having a great time. It's so beautiful, the dynamic, and I'm sure, like, working on set with, like, the kid group and then also the adult group must have been so much fun.
Such an experience.
Like, I want to be part of that.
I know. And the thing is, you can tell how connected the actors were in real life and how great of a relationship they have because that energy and that connection was carried onto the set so beautifully.
Exactly.
And the way that the actors acted, obviously, like we said, incredible performances all across the board. You could feel that this was their real world. This was their reality, their situation that they were experiencing from when they were the kiddos to the adults. Like, they just delivered such a performance, and Bill Skarsgård included. It was just astonishing. Like, it's so rare for sequels to be so powerful, and for them to be considered masterpieces. But honestly, this movie really blew our expectations out of the water. Wow.
And I also think it's pretty like impressive to have two films, It 2017 and It 2019, Chapter 2 2019, and they're both really long.
Yeah.
Both really long. It's not like one's like an hour and 20, an hour and 30, and then one's like 3 hours. No, they're both really long, but still so good and consistent.
And to the point, and seamless.
Exactly, and the story makes sense.
And that's the thing. You would think that there would be continuity errors. There were none that we noticed.
None.
Just this was such a well thought out movie. But there were so many moments where yes, there were flashbacks and there were certain dialogues that happened, and you remember it from the 2017 movie, and you remember like certain images in a scene from the 2017 movie. So it was so seamless how they kept the consistency.
Exactly. And also, I feel like it's hard to say if this one is better than the first one. I feel like they just need to be like put together, and it's like, this is just an amazing movie, like part 1 and part 2, like just put them together, and
Yeah.
it's just an amazing, like, 5-hour-long movie.
So amazing.
Like, it's just hard to kind of like rank them and be like
Mhm.
1 and 2. So
It is hard. It is hard because both movies had their shining moments, but
Mhm.
I feel that this chapter 2 one, it really outdid itself in the best way possible.
Yeah,
It
for sure.
it just brought so much to the table, and even just with the scenery and the colors of this movie, oh my god! And the
Beautiful.
music, the soundtrack was stunning.
so good.
So it just matched the atmosphere so perfectly.
There was one part that was a little. We were like kind of watching this like whole like scene, and we were like, what's happening? It was kind of like, but the movie ended up redeeming itself a lot, and we're just like, okay, like forget that part. This movie is amazing.
Yeah.
That part was just like a little piece of this extremely long movie, but it was it was so worth it, and it ended up kind of making sense at the end with
Yeah.
that part.
Mhm.
But overall, like the movie is just a masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece, and also this movie teaches you as a human being so many lessons about life, about yourself, about how to be a good person, about how to care for your loved ones, about what to do in extremely terrifying situations where you feel like you're literally sinking underwater.
Yeah.
This movie really implements important life lessons for human beings, and it really makes you think so deeply about life and about who
Like
you
friendship,
are. Yeah,
too.
friendship. Yeah, exactly. The Losers Club, always
Yeah.
together. We made a promise.
And it's like at the end there's this narration. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a narration at the end, and it's just like the quote that was said is like,
Yeah.
we will always be losers, and it's just
It just really, it made, well, we were crying at the end. That is no
Bawling.
surprise. We were bawling our eyes out, and especially with seeing the kids grow up, and you just feel so involved in their life, and,
Right.
and you just want to help them through everything. And
like you just want to get on your
Yeah.
bike too and like
Yeah.
ride in the street and like go with them.
We just have a really special place in our hearts for the modern versions, for the modern versions of it. We just really feel a special connection that we really, it's hard to describe why we feel such a special connection to the modern one, but we do, and we love it, and we're proud of it.
Exactly. So all in all, we definitely recommend this movie. 200 out of 10. Yes, it may be a little dramatic, but honestly, we do not take it back.
And we're dramatic.
Yes, we are super dramatic, if you guys do not know that by now. So we definitely recommend this movie. We really hope you guys all see it. If you liked it, if you enjoyed it, please let us know. If you didn't enjoy it, please let us know too. We love to discuss things. Also, try not to leave spoilers in the comments. If you do, we love when you guys comment, so please comment.
Yes.
But like, try not to leave spoilers. And also, if you want to discuss the movie, you can DM us and we can discuss spoilers.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you have an amazing day, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.